Hello and welcome to Super OK, where we try to do a decent enough job to entertain people with our opinions on video games. My name is Dale, and I will be your host today, and I'm joined by two absolutely amazing humans. First up, Mel. Mel, how are you this evening?
Hi, I'm doing super spectacular. Thank you for asking.
Wow, I like the alliteration. Zando, can you follow that up? How are you this evening?
No, I can't. I'm working on my NPR host voice, and they don't allow alliteration around here, so sorry about that.
They don't allow alliteration?
Damn it. I quit. Can't do this anymore.
Good attempt.
I like that the NPR voice bit stuck around for about 15 seconds and then was gone. It's great. It's what I want out of a podcast. All right.
No energy, just NPR voices.
Just NPR
We're so
voices.
serious around here.
Yep. All right, so this is a video game podcast, but every week we talk about a highlight of the week first, which is a thing that made our week a little bit better, a little bit brighter, a little bit nicer, better place for us to live. Who wants to share theirs first?
I'll go. I don't think I've ever gone first. Just kidding. I've definitely gone first.
Do it.
So I have been looking for extra employment for a while and applied for a bunch of radio gigs and got one. So I'll be, don't get too excited. It's not like I'm like speaking on the radio or anything. But it's entry level board operation for a local AM station. I wish I would have known ahead of time that it was conservative talk radio. That doesn't feel great to have to listen to that stuff all day. But it's still exciting to get my foot in the door and get started on that kind of stuff. So I will have a microphone that I could pull down and unmute and start making fart noises over a Glenn Beck show. But I think I'll save that for when I'm leaving.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Same.
For two reasons. One, this is going to be great on your resume. It's going to be great for your future in audio engineering. And two, I'm excited to see how radicalized you get.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. Mostly, it's all the stuff is like satellite. How do you say that? How's the past tense of something being transmitted by satellite?
being
I guess it's beamed by satellite to us, and then we just kind of like play it, make sure the levels are good, and then occasionally, like every 15 minutes or so, play local ads and traffic updates and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm in charge of. So
That's great.
In the in between, I just have to listen to really ridiculous conservative talk radio.
I am excited for the day when you start getting to make those local ads.
That I would love to do. I'd love to start getting into that.
That sounds awesome.
When they showed me there was a microphone, I was like, oh man, that would be super dope. But it's all it's all beamed in, so like there's no chance of interacting. But who knows? Maybe I'll wind up at another station sometimes, and they'll be like, "Hey, what is the board I've got to say about this?" And I'll be like, "Poops and farts," and then they'll fire me again.
Well, congratulations on your new job.
Thank you. I'm
You're
excited
very
to get
welcome.
going and have the supplemental income and all that stuff.
Yeah. Did you start this week?
I've
Today?
been on training shifts. I started last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And then I
awesome.
go in tomorrow for another training shift. And he's like, I'd like to get you in for the rest of the week, but got some stuff going on that I'm not going to be able to get getting the old snip on Wednesday. So I'm like, I'm going to be out for a couple of days. So I guess that's another highlight is that's no more kids. That's
I
exciting.
mean, we'll find out next week. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Make
See how
sure
it
they
goes,
don't
yeah.
botch it.
We'll definitely
Right.
ask about it.
Sounds good.
I'll go next. So last Thursday was Thursday Night Football, the Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. And as a Lions fan, I was very, very happy to hear that the Lions won, dominated over Green Bay, which made me extremely, extremely happy, which makes us first in our division. So yay us. Go team. Football.
Now, is this a fluke or are the Lions good?
The Lions are actually pretty decent. I think that we finally figured out like our whole chemistry. And I think that the coaching staff has done a fantastic job of, coaching our players and making sure that we have the appropriate talent on our team. And I also think a lot of it is coming from like general management as well. The changing of owners, I think really, really helped. And we now have somebody that's truly dedicated to like sports versus somebody who is just like a figurehead. So I think that, really, really helps us out.
Who owned them before?
Was it Mary
Mary
Ford? No, it's always been in like the Ford family. I think her name is Mary Ford.
All right.
I think she was the one that originally owned. Don't quote me on that though, but I think it's somebody from the Ford family.
I'm not worried about it. But yes, some rich Detroit like family of state or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone befitting of their station is what we're talking about here.
Oh, her name is Martha Ford. It was
okay.
an M. I knew
you were close.
I was close.
I do not care at all about football, but I did hear about and see clips of this insane Toy Story football thing that happened on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Which was so wild.
I agree. It was the Jaguars, right? The Jaguars versus the Dolphins for an international game.
The one football team for sure, probably.
I don't know who it was. I know that it was two different colored football men. And then the Slinky Dog was the chains that they used to signify first downs.
Really?
And in the clip that I saw, there was technical difficulties for a second. And so they just cut to a clip of like the horse trying to balance on a ball for like 30 seconds or so. And the announcers the whole time were like, that horse is just going. He's going to wear himself out.
Oh my God. What a weird thing to happen.
It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Yeah, and aside like from my football update, I'm actually on my last tray of Invisaligns, and then I can start being free of having weird shit in my mouth all the time. I'm so excited.
Well, I mean,
all the time.
I mean,
you're never gonna eat weird food again. Come on.
I mean, I probably will, but they like put like these like I don't know how to describe them. Like they put like little tiny like things on my teeth so that when the trays like actually like fit into my mouth, it has like a little like section for it to like kind of click into. And it sucks because like I think it's just like made my teeth like extra sensitive from the resin or something that's like adhering to like my enamel. And I'm so over it. Like it's hard to eat like hot foods. It's hard to eat cold foods. Like anytime that I'm like actually eating something, I feel like my mouth is like mushy. Like I can't bite into certain foods, and I just can't wait to just be like done with all of that and be able to like eat foods like corn on the cob. That'd just be amazing.
For those of you who aren't aware, I have my two front teeth are fake, and so when I eat corn on the cob, I have to eat it like a chipmunk, where I put basically the whole cob in my mouth and eat it with my like back teeth, because my front teeth they're fake. They're ornamental essentially. So that sounds lovely, being able to eat corn on the cob again. I have a million questions about Invisalign. First off, how long did it take?
So my Invisaligns was only half a treatment because I had like minor spacing issues in the front of my teeth. So it was 6 trays for 2 weeks per tray. So that's like what, 12 weeks of my teeth being moved. Quarter. It wasn't a quarter. Like it wasn't too bad. Nice. I know a lot of other people like who really like needed like the full like treatment will take like 2 years or something like that.
I was gonna ask how fucked your grill was before, and
it wasn't too bad.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Was it painful at all, other than the like heat and cold sensitivity?
Initially, when you first put the trays in, it hurts like a mother. Like it's like having some like the dentist or orthodontist that like put it in literally was like on top of my face, like grabbing a hold of my jaws so he could like clip in the first set of trays, because like it just wouldn't fit, obviously. and it hurt so bad. I couldn't sleep for like 2 days because of just like how bad it hurt. Obviously, you can like take painkillers to like mitigate that, but it was every single time you get a new tray, it just sucks.
You're just getting completely zooted every time you get a new tray.
Yeah, awful.
Two additional questions. One, do you like your smile more now?
I do. Yes.
Great. Would you do it again if you had the chance to go back?
For sure. Yeah. It was like the way that my teeth were looking, and like every single time I'd smile to myself in the mirror, I'd be like, man, like just don't smile, because it was like really it really bothered me. But that's more of like me being insecure of my own self type of thing. But now I can smile and be like, oh look, my teeth is nice now.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, that's what any body mod is about, right? Is feeling more secure, feeling more comfortable in your body. And so it would be one thing if you were like, no, I did all this shit for 3 months and I feel the same, but you like them now. And so that's awesome.
Yeah.
This podcast, by the way, is not sponsored by Invisalign, but we're not opposed to it. Give us a ring.
It could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
If the stars Invisalign.
Let me talk about my teeth.
If the stars Invisalign is so fucking terrible. Do you leave them in during the day, or do you just sleep with them?
I leave them in 22 hours of the day.
So
I only pull them out to eat, and I put them right back in. Yeah.
Okay. What if you're like me and you snack constantly?
Oh, you stop snacking. That's the only like unfortunate thing. I also take it out to drink coffee as well. But I slam coffee, so it's just like, then I put them back in.
So now it's like a weight loss thing and a tooth unfucker.
Yeah.
I love it. I think there goes our Invisalign sponsorship right away. Describing them as tooth unfuckers probably
I don't know. I think maybe they'll appreciate the weight loss angle. Might get some folks on board.
You stop snacking, you don't eat the way that you normally would eat because your teeth hurt. So
my Invisaligns are just coated with fruit snacks all through the interior.
Oh my god!
Oh man, ridiculous!
Just like a little layer of red pop across the bottom.
Yeah, perfect.
Are your teeth bleeding? No, man, that's the red pop.
No, that's
take the Invisaligns out.
Yep. What did you have for lunch? A hot dog bowl? What is that? Shout out to my Detroiters friends. All right, so I want to talk about my highlight of the week, which was going to the Renaissance Festival with my nibblings. Ooh. So my niece turned 14, and all she wanted to do for her birthday was to go to the Renaissance Festival. And it was awesome. I don't know if you've been recently, but it was great. The last weekend was this last weekend, but it was just so cool to see, like, when I went the last time, it was probably a decade or so ago. And I would say that the mix was probably like 60-40 people who were dressed up versus people who weren't, right? Mm-hmm. This time the mix was like 80-20 people who were dressed up versus people who weren't. It was awesome. So many people were bought in. There was so much cool stuff going on. We got to see the jousting, which was really cool. Midway through the jousting, the high wire artist decided he needed to get a better view and climbed and was doing a high wire act above the horses while they're jousting. And this is not like obviously it's like scripted, but it's not fake because chunks of wood were flying into the audience. Like shit was wild. Like
That's crazy.
It was crazy. The only bummer is, you got a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, and their attention spans aren't that great. And so I was like, do you want to go to this other show? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. Do you want to go to this other show? It's supposed to be really funny. No. So I didn't get a chance to catch many of the shows, but it was awesome just like being there, being in that environment, like hanging out with the family. It was just a really, really cool experience. So if you have a Renaissance fair or festival in your area, I highly recommend checking it out. It was a delight.
I have questions for you. Yeah. I heard that the food prices at the Renaissance Festival, at least our Renaissance Festival, has gone up significantly. Did you feel like the food there was expensive? And how was the quality of food?
So all we got while we were there, because we had lunch beforehand and we went to dinner afterwards.
Gotcha.
All we had while we were there was some cider and donuts, and it was reasonable-ish. I think we got half dozen donuts and 6 ciders for like $45-ish, maybe less than that. So it was like $5 for a thing of cider, which is probably a little high, but you're also like in the middle of nowhere,
right?
The hike to get there was 2 miles from the parking lot, unless you rode a motorcycle or were handicapped, in which case they let you park right in front of the front gates, which makes sense. Right. So food wise, it was like about what you would expect to pay at like a baseball game or that sort of thing. Right. Okay. It's like stadium tax.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But they had all the old standbys. They had the bread bowls. They had the turkey legs.
My favorite.
Yeah. And then they also had, which was really cool to see, a whole menu full of vegan / gluten-free items. So
that's new.
It was new. It was really awesome to see it. Because, Ren Fair Fantasy, that sort of shit should be for everybody. And some people have dietary restrictions, and I'm glad to see that they were respecting those. So that was pretty awesome. The other thing that was new was they had a bunch of like human powered rides that were there. And so it was like, a thing where a guy would run alongside it. It was like a carousel, but you were on a horse. And as you were moving, the horse would move up and down to like raise the kid up and down, that sort of thing. So that was also kind of cool. And then there was a mermaid cove. I don't know what happens in the mermaid cove because the wait to get in was like 45 minutes. And the kids, of course, did not want to wait in that line. Fair. So no clue what goes on inside the mermaid cove. I'm guessing it's like the champagne room, but I don't know. Maybe there's sex in the mermaid cove. So
mermaid sex. Got it.
I don't know. Maybe they'll like use their siren song. I don't know. Right? Yeah. Could be anything. Man, I regret talking about mermaid sex, but that's okay because we all have regrets. I am sure of it. It is just part of life, which means that it is also part of video games because video games are life. So we're going to expose some of those regrets. In order to do that, we are going to play it's a drinking game. It's a conversation game. It's whatever you want to call it. An old game called Never Have I Ever. The way this works is that each of us is going to list a thing in video games that we have never done. And then if the other people or person has done that thing, they have to explain it, maybe explain the reasoning. And that's it. That's the episode. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, so let's dive in. Who wants to go first?
Not me, because I don't have very many prepared, and I probably need more time and examples.
I will go.
Mel just raised a fist in triumph. Yes. What do you got?
Never have I ever played a Metal Gear Solid game.
Whoa, really?
I know, yeah.
That's real unfortunate.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So I've played Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. And when 3 came out, I held off on it for whatever reason. And then when they brought out the special edition, they had like Subsistence, like which was like the more or less like the DLC version of the game. It had like a couple different game modes. I bought it, was real excited to play it, and got violently ill.
Oh, no.
And so I've never actually gone back and played 3, which means I didn't play 4 or 5 or really anything past that. So 1 and 2, excellent. Loved 1 and 2. 3 I hear is great. 4 I hear is great. 5 I hear is okay.
See, I played the shit out of 1. I played through that game multiple times.
As did I.
When 2 came out, I borrowed it from both sides. And I got through all of the parts where you play as Solid Snake. And then, spoiler warning, midway through the game, you stop playing as Solid Snake and you start playing as this guy named Raiden. And I'm like, Raiden sucks. Raiden's terrible. And I played maybe an hour as Raiden, and I was like, I can't stand this guy or this game. And I just stopped playing it and gave it back to both sides. And he was like, did you finish it? And I was like, no, Raiden sucks.
Wow.
He was so pissed off that I didn't finish it.
There's like one of my favorite moments in video games comes from the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. That's good. That's a bummer you didn't finish it.
Yeah, but I played the shit out of 1, and then I played like, I don't know, an hour of 3. Somebody brought it over to show it to me, and then I played a little bit of whatever the prequel to 5 was.
Phantom Pain.
Yeah,
no,
I played.
Phantom Pain was 5. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it was.
Yeah, there was some prequel that came out. It wasn't a demo. It was like an hour-long game, and it had its own storyline. And I spent like, I don't know, 4 hours fucking around in that because it was free with PlayStation Plus. And I was like, let's see what's going on in Metal Gear Solid world.
Ground Zeroes.
Yes, that's it. Perfect. And I tried that, and it was fine for what it was. But I've never been a stealth guy.
Yeah.
The fact that Metal Gear Solid 1 caught me as hard as it did, honestly, is a fluke. What were you going to say, Sando?
I was going to say, I remember like kind of being against trying 5 because they like unceremoniously changed the voice actor of Solid Snake from David Hayter to what was it? Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And I remember like the news at the time was like David Hayter, who had played the character for years and forever in my head is Solid Snake, didn't ever just like, it was like, nope, we just, no, you're not in it. So that was one thing about that. But man, David Hayter as Solid Snake and Colonel Campbell, I just love those two. And when they brought those two into Smash Brothers was so good. Did you guys ever play around with that? I mean, obviously Solid Snake is Smash Brothers, but there was a special taunt with Solid Snake. If you held down the taunt button or like the start button or whatever and waited for a second, Colonel Campbell would come in over the comms, and over your fight of Smash Brothers, they would comment about the other fighters.
Really?
It's incredible.
That's great.
It's so good. And there's one that's it's like Colonel Campbell's like so pissed off about Luigi. He's like, look at him, always in his brother's shadow.
Oh my god, what this?
Colonel, that's Luigi. He's a legend. Looks like he's the king of second bananas. She's just like, it's so pissed. And then he goes, Colonel, what's gotten into you? Oh man. Yeah, you can go on YouTube and check it out. They're so good. Just the way they comment on every single character in Smash Brothers Brawl. It's a lot of fun if you love those characters.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Well, I'm really hoping that I will be able to change my answer once the remake of 3 comes out, which should be next year. So
I think this month.
What?
Aren't they putting out a collection of 1 through 3 on Steam, like in 3 weeks or something like that?
Maybe.
Oh god, is it really happening already?
I don't know.
Add that to my backlog of games I want to play but never get around to playing.
Yeah, I know they're releasing some collection, and I think it's got at least 1 and 2. It might have 3. And those are definitely worth playing. I don't know if it's the original Metal Gear Solid or if it's Metal Gear Solid like the Twin Snakes, which was the GameCube remake, which was also great. But either way, you should play it.
October 24th.
Yeah, stay away from whatever you can because a lot of those twists are a lot of fun to experience.
All right. Deal.
That's crazy. All right, I'm going to go next. Never have I ever finished a Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior.
Ooh, same.
I have. I finished Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I had them both on mobile because I was just kind of dying to play those. And they weren't bad. Like the iOS versions were actually pretty neat. The Glitch, who is in the Discord, may shout out hashtag not my Dragon Quest, but I didn't care. I enjoyed it. He likes having to go into the menu to open a door. I don't need that. I like the quality of life stuff. I was going to get the they had recently released, and by recently I mean like 3-4 years ago, released Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on Switch. And I was tempted to play the third, but I know they're making a 2D HD version of it, and so I'm real excited for that. Ooh. So I'm holding off on 3 for that. But until then, I hadn't. Until that time when I was playing on my mobile, I hadn't. Unless you count Dragon Quest Builders, which is awesome, and you should play it. But yeah,
I don't know if I count Dragon Quest Builders. I think I count Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah, I've always loved the Dragon Quest aesthetic. The Akira Toriyama artwork is all really good. The music is great, despite the composer being a Nazi sympathist.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, the composer recently deceased of the Dragon Quest series was a Holocaust denier. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's kind of a bummer. But he made great music, so you just kind of try not to think about that so much as you're wandering around the world.
That's so insane.
Now I can't unthink it.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Okay, Xander,
right.
What do you got?
Let's see. Never have I ever played an Elder Scrolls game for longer than 20 minutes.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yep. I've tried multiple, and I just don't care for them.
Wow.
I just can't get into them for whatever reason.
That's wild to me. I played so much Oblivion. I don't know. I put probably 30 or so hours into Skyrim and didn't finish it. And that to me, I was like, oh man, I didn't finish Skyrim. That's going to be one of my things. But I guess fuck me forever. You just never played it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I've never played Skyrim. I tried I think it was Morrowind I tried and didn't care for, and then everybody was playing Oblivion, and I would log into my Xbox 360 and like 90% of the people were playing Oblivion. So I was like, fine, I'll try Oblivion. It's got to be good if this many people are playing it. And it was like, no, this is not doing it for me. Maybe I just didn't give it enough time. I don't know, but the Elder Scrolls games have never interested me.
I will say that like when I first played Morrowind, I did not understand like how to play the game because it kind of like just drops you into the world and you're just like, oh, there's people to talk to, there's stuff to pick up, but you can't pick up this stuff because you're technically stealing it from somebody. And I end up getting like, caught by somebody and they're like, oh, you have to go to jail now or you have to pay money. And I vividly remember like not playing Morrowind because of that. But as I've like gotten older, like I've played Skyrim and I was like, I have to go back and like play all the other ones afterwards. And it all started clicking to me afterwards. But I'm just like so surprised that you haven't played Skyrim because it's literally on like on everything.
At this point, it's kind of a weird badge of honor that I hold. Like, nope, I haven't played Skyrim.
Fair enough.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. It's on Amazon Alexa.
Oh, I'm sure.
You can play Skyrim just voice.
Yep.
It'll describe a room and then you'll tell it what you want to do. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, it's just perpetually releasing. So
yeah.
Wow.
Maybe one day it'll just be installed on my brain and I'll have no choice.
I was going to say that. They're just going to microchip you and then you'll be like, oh, yep, I guess I played it.
I have a follow-up question to this astonishing news, but I'm worried that I'll ruin another one of your never have I ever, so I'm going to keep it to myself. Mel, what do you have?
Never have I ever competed in a fighting game tournament.
Yep, I have.
I have questions here. What if it was like informal, just like for money, but like just amongst people who were there?
It was for money?
Yeah.
It's a tournament.
But it's on the line, It wasn't like organized. It was just like thrown together. Yeah. But I get it.
Yeah.
All right, then yes, I have as well. The game that I competed with was Soul Calibur in an arcade in Oakland University.
That's cool.
I think I came in second or third.
Damn.
Some Mitsurugi player just like had my number.
Yeah. What about you, Xando?
When I worked at Family Video, we were encouraged to come up with different, just like they would call them grassroots events. And there was like, just come up with something that gets, draws attention to your store or whatever. And so like the store that I was at had traditionally run Madden tournaments. So I ran those. And then eventually I was like, hey, Street Fighter's coming out, Street Fighter 5. Can we do that? Or what about Smash Brothers? So I would like put on these events.
Wow.
But when Street Fighter came out, we didn't have enough participants in because Street Fighter was still kind of niche at that time. Mm-hmm. At least for people who would like come out and play for it. So I jumped in there and got stomped real quick.
Damn.
That's when I learned that my Zangief was good against my friends, but not much else. And then I trained harder. And then recently, last October, I went to a gaming. It was mostly like board games and stuff like that, but they also had a couple video games in. And one of the people who were there, the vendors, had like a Smash Brothers tournament where you could win a pro controller, and I went and destroyed everybody there.
Hell yeah. You got a pro controller.
I felt bad that mostly it was kids, but luckily I didn't get matched up against many kids. And so that, made me feel a little bit better. But yeah, it came down the person I ended up going in against the end. It was we had an agreement that if we tied and it was 2-2 going into the last round, we would both pick random, and it didn't come to that. So my Ganondorf and my Samus took me all the way through.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good achievement.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right,
crazy.
Dale.
That's crazy. All right. This one's gonna be. I'm gonna get somebody here. Never have I played Counter-Strike.
Oh shit! You've never played Counter-Strike?
Nope.
Not even like 1.5, 1.6.
Nope.
None. Wow.
When Counter-Strike was popular, the entire time Counter-Strike was popular, I did not have a gaming PC. I was a console player. And the only opportunity I might have had, I don't even remember if it was on it, was Orange Box. Is Counter-Strike in the Orange Box?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I had zero opportunities to play Counter-Strike. So yeah, just never bothered, never played it.
They had Counter-Strike for console back on like the Xbox, like a very long time ago. And I'm surprised that you didn't play it then.
Nope.
Orange Box was Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Episode 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. No
Team Fortress is what I was thinking of. I knew there was a competitive Valve game on there.
Yeah. I have played very little Counter-Strike, but I have played Counter-Strike. Similar to Dale, I was a console player for most of my life. In the mid 2000s, I built a PC because my brother was playing a lot of Unreal Tournament 2003 with friends, and I would jump in and play on that, and I thought that was fun. So I got talked into building a gaming PC then, and had gotten a like Valve collection on CD. So I had all those games on there. And a friend of mine absolutely loved Counter-Strike, and he would come over and play on my computer, and I would play a couple rounds here and there. But that's the most Counter-Strike I've ever played. And I know Counter-Strike 2 just came out, and so I downloaded it because it was free and haven't had a chance to play it yet. And from the sounds of it, I'm not sure that I'm going to. It's a real intimidating game to get into.
Oh, for sure. It's just straight up like search and destroy. There's no like power-ups, I should say, in terms of like, being able to use some sort of power to like destroy an enemy. It's all just like straight shooter. Man, I played Counter-Strike when it like practically first came out. My dad was like a huge gamer, so he would like host, and I think I talked about this in the pod before. My dad would used to host like LAN parties at our home. And when Counter-Strike came out, he invited all of his friends to come over with their PCs to play. And I remember sitting there like just messing around and killing some of his friends like in the game, and then I was hooked on first person shooters pretty much ever since. I played a lot of Counter-Strike like 1.5, 1.6, any type of like crazy custom maps I used to play, like Gun Game, that was one of them, like jump maps where like you would just jump from one place to another. They had like surfing maps that used to be really, really fun. I've never actually played Counter-Strike competitively, but I mean, like I used to go to like LAN centers that were like local LAN centers that they had like computers and like play there as well. So yeah, a lot of Counter-Strike in my day. And to be quite fair, I really haven't played a lot of like Global Offensive. And I don't know if I'll be playing a lot of like Counter-Strike 2, to be honest with you, just because like the whole like first person shooter male toxicity thing is just awful to have to deal with, and I'm just so over that.
That's fair.
That's honestly one of the things that keeps me away from it is the whole, just the community. And I like, cool, dude, you won. You don't have to be a dick about it.
Right.
Like, I'm just trying to learn this new game.
Exactly. Like, I would rather play with friends. Like, if I could 5-stack with some friends and just like be in a lobby, like I'd be totally okay with that. You know?
There's oftentimes large groups of people playing Counter-Strike in the Super OK Discord at night these days.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been playing Baldur's Gate, so you might not have been in there, but they're in there. That said, I don't know. I cannot speak to their toxicity level. So, but go ahead.
And if it's not Counter-Strike, it's Valorant, which is apparently Counter-Strike, but like
similar.
with powers.
Yep. Very similar.
Yep. All right. So I don't have a huge list, so I'll go with another one. And this might not even be that big of a deal. But never have I ever played a game for easy achievement completion, like stupid, dumb, easy, like Avatar: The Burning Earth, just for that quick 1,000 points. No, you guys aren't achievement hunters. This one's not a big deal.
Does this count if I like only kept playing a game because I knew I'd be able to get the achievement after I was like, I'm done with this game? But you know what? I could platinum it if I did X.
No, I think that's fair. Like if you're playing a game and you're like, oh, like you didn't play the game for the sole reason of getting the easy achievements.
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
There was a time when a lot of like I had a fairly high score. Like I was averaging like 1,000 a month when I first got my Xbox 360.
Damn.
And then there was Avatar: The Burning Earth, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a game that you could get all points for, all 1,000 points by playing the game for like 2 minutes. And it was one of those games that like you could it was constantly rented out because people were just like trying to get those achievements. And so I just always was like, no, man, I don't have no interest in that game. I'm not going to just load it up for those achievement points. That doesn't seem cool.
Yeah. So. I know there are a bunch of people out there who are achievement hunters and like have probably done this. So if you have done this, drop it in the Discord. I want to know what games that you've played just for the achievements.
Agreed.
I wonder if it's like going to be a bunch of kids games and stuff.
Yeah. And also like good for you to like, you know, improve on your gamer score / like achievement lists, you know, like that's kind of cool.
It is. It's never been the sort of thing I've been into, but it is cool.
Same.
I mean, the closest I came to it was like Band Hero, you know, which was like the family version of the Guitar Hero games. It was a bunch of songs I didn't really care for, but I still love playing those games. So I went and I rented that and got a bunch of achievements just for playing through that. But that's something I would have played through anyway. It's not like I went specifically for that.
Right.
All right. Well, that was a dud. Next up.
I don't know that I'd call it a dud. It was an interesting question.
I agree.
You just didn't get us.
We're just not those types of people.
Zando, -1 points. And it's not golf scores.
All right. Never have I ever had a video game themed birthday party.
No, I think I was too old for it.
Like a Mario birthday party.
I had Ninja Turtles, but that was Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I got video games for my birthday, but I never had like specifically themed. Like my daughter recently was having me recap what all of her birthdays were because her birthday's coming up in December, and she thinks that she wants Pokemon this year, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm all about that.
That's very cool. Can I be invited to that birthday party?
If you want,
I'll buy her a Pokemon plushie.
Perfect. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had a theme.
Not even a Mega Man birthday party?
No, I mean, maybe if my parents are a little more hands-on and if that stuff was available in the mid-90s, like...
Fair enough.
I cannot remember. I have memories of attending a Mario birthday party. I do not know if it was mine or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Like I remember I was a kid. I remember I went to a Mario themed birthday party. I do not believe it was mine, but it might have been. I have a question though. Back in the 2000s when plastic guitars were king, what if we threw a birthday party where one of the activities was being able to play Rock Band. It was like, you could come over, play Rock Band. You could get in the pool, like, like that sort of stuff.
I would say no, because it's not, your birthday party is not surrounded by that specific video game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That was the only way you're going to get me to come to a party
or whatever. Yes, I know. That's why I had to ask.
So I think that as adults, because we are all adults now, we should throw ourselves a video game birthday party, because we just haven't. Like, I think it'd be super bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Let's make that a thing.
I'm gonna take your exact words. I'm going to make a Super Bomberman themed birthday party.
That would be so cool.
I remember birthday parties renting the multi-tap and playing Super Bomberman. That's so good. Man, the multi-tap.
Multi-tap is amazing.
All right, Dale, your question.
Yep. Do I want to drop the one that I'm sure is going to get? I'm going to drop the one that I'm sure is going to get you both, which is, never have I ever played GTA 5.
That definitely got me. I was working at Family Video when it came out, so I got it early, even though we weren't supposed to. Like
Dando.
2K games, like we really weren't supposed to. Like, so we were allowed to rent games prior to their release if they came in, so that we could talk to customers about it. But 2K had specifically sent us an email like, do not do this. Because someone had like rented one of the WWE games and like posted the entire roster, and they found out that it was a Family Video employee, so there was like a huge hubbub. So I just like rented the game quietly, took it home, unplugged my Xbox from the internet, and played.
That's amazing.
Nice. But yeah, I Grand Theft Auto 5 was so good. Like 4 was the first one that I played to completion. I got pretty close on 3 in Vice City. But man, like just the characters of 5 makes it worth the price of admission alone.
Totally.
I could understand if that style of game isn't your thing. But I loved the exploration, the way you could eventually like how each character had their own car and customizing all of those, and just the wackiness that is Trevor. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. Agreed. All of like their submissions that they had were really interesting. The world itself was just based on LA. So like if you knew your way around LA, you pretty much knew your way around like GTA 5 and what is it? Los Santos, I think is
Los Santos, yeah.
Yeah, is the area. So,
and just the satire that is the radio stations in Grand Theft Auto is too good to pass
so good. Up. Yeah. It's definitely worthwhile to play. Just, even if you were to just beeline the storyline, like totally a very, very good story and a great experience.
Mm-hmm. See, I started with Grand Theft Auto 3 and I played it and I beat it. And then we played the shit out of Vice City. I loved it so much. And then it was either 4 or San Andreas came out next. I don't know.
San Andreas and then 4.
San Andreas. And San Andreas, I bought it. I paid full price for it, and I played maybe 15 hours, and it was like, this is fine. And then 4 came out, and I was like, oh man, everybody's talking about how much they love 4. And I bought it, and I played like 7 hours, and I was like, all right, these just aren't for me anymore. And so when 5 came out, I was like, still not for me. I'm going to skip this one. I learned my lesson. Yeah. And then it came out again on the next system, and I was like, is it good? Nope. Still not going to do it. And then it came out again on the next system. And I was like, what should I? But by that time, it was like everybody was like so entrenched in the GTA Online thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to get into a game like 10 years later and like get my shit pushed in by somebody who's like going to crash a jumbo jet on me the instant I spawn.
I mean, that's kind of the neat thing about it is like, there is the whole online community, but you can completely disregard it. It's a completely separate game mode. Like, if you just want to play through the story, I think if you enjoyed Vice City and 3, you'll like 5. I can understand kind of falling off with if like the whole like 90s gangster rap scene wasn't your thing. Like the San Andreas is kind of a hard pill to swallow. 4 in retrospect was kind of bland, and I think it was the hype that carried me through it. Like, it was okay, but 5 is so good.
Yeah, and on top of the fact that like the modding community is behind GTA 5, where you can even like RP in the world of Los Santos as like a cop or like a doctor. Like it's totally open for you to explore even that realm of the game.
Yeah, we've talked about that. That sounds like too much work. I don't want a game. I don't want a game where I have to like train for the job that is in it. Like
learn how to serve burgers.
Too much. Yeah, I don't want to have to on the job training in a video game, which is why I will not play GTA RP or EVE Online.
Fair, that's fair.
But I got
one random thing about 5 that I love, and this just comes from me in my past as a kid who grew up in the Detroit area. Who fell under the spell of the Insane Clown Posse for a while. There is an actual Juggalo in the game, and they call no attention to it whatsoever. Yeah. It's fucking awesome. Like one of your side character buddies just shows up one time in face paint, and nobody says anything. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
I think it's completely normal.
Yep. And they treated it as if it was normal. I was like, "Man, what a cool thing to see."
That's pretty funny.
This one I'm gonna get you back, Dale. This one's not gonna get anybody but you. Never have I ever had my car stolen while I was playing Soul Calibur 4 with friends.
What?
Yeah, that definitely happened to me.
Your car got stolen while you were playing a video game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just like out of your driveway?
Just literally out of the driveway.
Yeah. We were like 20 feet from it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And then we're like, we should go get Taco Bell. And you're like, yeah, cool. And then we like walked outside like, oh, that's straight up missing. Then it turned into us driving around the area looking for it for like an hour.
It did not. We did not find it.
No, we did not.
The police found it much later, much further away.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's a really weird one to do. I was struggling coming up with questions, and Mel's like, you should target somebody. That's the best way to play this game. I was like, okay.
No, it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. The car was totaled afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, it was a rough situation.
Not like, taken for parts. It was just straight up like somebody crashed your car.
Like drove it like they stole it. Because they did.
Because they did. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am so sorry to hear that.
I mean, it's fine. Unless it was you. Was it you, Mel?
No,
all these years you've been hiding from me.
We wouldn't be friends if it was me.
I was playing a bunch of random custom characters in Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah. I was just going ham with Weapon Master. I was too caught up in learning the bow to not like to see my car drive away. Oh, so stupid. Oh. So ridiculous.
All right. My never have I ever. Never have I ever been a leader of a clan or a guild. Like I have been a part of leadership within a clan or a guild, but I've never actually been like the head honcho of a clan or a guild.
I'm out. I'm deeply out.
It wasn't even until like Final Fantasy 14 that I actually got into those type of games. So nope.
That's fair.
Yeah. I am out. God, I hate this. I've forgotten the name of our clan in City of Heroes, but City of Heroes had a clan system, and the way that it would work is if you like logged out for a certain amount of time, like somebody else would be given like clan leadership. And so like me, both sides, and Joe would like rotate through who was the clan leader based on like, oh man, like I had a really hectic schedule for 2 weeks and I didn't have a chance to log in, and both sides would become the clan leader, like make a bunch of changes, like demote me, and like that sort of shit. And then like both sides would log out for a while, and Joe would become the clan leader, and he'd like invite a whole bunch of people with like dumb names to our clan who would then come in and steal resources from us and leave the clan. And it's like, what the fuck? You invited someone named Biff Nukejaw to the clan? And he's like, yeah, man, that name's hilarious. And we're like, yes, it is, but he stole all our iron or whatever,
Right.
And so it just went on like that. God, I cannot remember what the name of the clan was, but it was also just like something ridiculous. I remember our clan logo that I designed was like purple and yellow, and it was a purple shield with like a yellow scorpion on it. Because it was like the most Pog-like image that I could find in their like pre-selected things. So yeah, all of that. And then for a short while, we had a Destiny clan. And by for a short while, I mean, it might still be there. I don't know. Called The Beautiful Dream. Which was named after a old wrestling promo by the wrestler Terry Funk, who recently passed away. R.I.P. Terry Funk, the realest to ever do it. In which he goes on a rant about how he had a beautiful dream about Ric Flair like getting run over by a car and shit. It was amazing. Yeah. So it was so good, and I was a member of that clan, and we were never like competitive or anything. Sure. But our clan tag was L2PB because one time both sides was like going like ham in Rocket League, I think it was, and out of nowhere he just shouted out, "Learn to play, bro!" Like all toxic masculinity out of him, which is so antithetical to who both sides is, and so we just never let him live it down. So we used that as our clan tag. It was just, you know, it was basically existed exclusively to troll people.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah.
Sounds like a nice time.
It was great. It was truly great. Man, I can't believe you were never like a clan leader. That's surprising.
Know. I think about that all the time. I'm like, I had every opportunity to be one and like have my own clan and like lead it. I was just, it's too much responsibility. I don't like that type of responsibility and have to like dictate and watch over people. It's just,
All right.
I'd rather be a part of somebody else's that has more like ownership than me. I'll help you. I just don't want to own it.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if this is going to get any of you, but it might. Never have I ever modded a system.
Oh, got me.
Sort of. Does the NES Mini count?
I don't know, Mel.
I took it from being able to play 20 NES games to playing every NES game.
Did you have to open it?
No.
You just replace a storage drive.
You connect it to your computer and then you flash the memory and you throw everything else on. So I just changed the memory.
I would say that yes, because you are modifying the original.
Firmware, you replace the firmware.
Yeah. You did some sort of manipulation to make it however you want.
Me.
It's an audio medium, but listeners, I have both hands straight in the air. Number one, both hands. I'm the number one. I'm king. Mel, what did you mod?
So back in the day, I had the original Xbox, and you could solder a new chip to it to, add additional stuff to it, additional software to it. So we had one of my my neighbors who was an electrical engineer just like solder like the actual chip to whatever. I don't even know what it was back. Like I was not smart enough back in the day to like recollect exactly what happened, but we were able to download new software onto that new chip and be able to connect to the internet. We used it as a computer. We also used it as a media player so that we could like upload like a whole bunch of videos on it and then use it as a everything device, which was awesome. All on an Xbox.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had Grand Designs modding systems, and I just never did. Like, I bought the first gen Switch right around the time that they announced that they were going to change the processor, because I was like, oh, if I want to mod it, you've got to have the first gen one because it's way easier. And I just never did. Like, I always had planned to mod the Wii so that way, you can use it as an emulation machine, and I just never did. I don't know what it is, but I've always intended to, never did.
Sure.
Xando, so what you got?
I don't have any other prepared, and I've been trying to think of other questions. Because I've just done a lot of cool shit with games, man, and that's what I'd rather be. Is like I've done this. Has anybody else? So instead, I'll try to. The only other one that I came up with is never have I ever played a Tomb Raider game.
Ooh, got me. I played one.
I played one, and then I played like Shadow of the Tomb Raider or whatever for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
I only played one on. There was a demo disc that came out that had Tomb Raider on it, and I remember I played that. But I played it for like 3 hours or something like that, so I think it counts.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And then PlayStation gave away one of the Tomb Raider games, and I played that for probably 5-6 hours. I got out of the first tomb and into the part where it was like, this is the hub world, but the hub world was just like an open field with a bunch of buildings around it, and I was like, all right, I get it. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember playing Tomb Raider when it like sort of first came out. Because my dad was like a huge gamer, so he like played a lot of like these old games. I remember playing it on his computer. But the one that I truly do remember is like the Tomb Raider game that came out in 2013 for the Xbox One. And because it was open world, I almost 100%ed that game because it was just so enjoyable. There's a lot of collectibles. There was like a lot of cool missions. And like, I think this was the first time that they've really changed how Lara Croft looked like. So she looked like less
booby,
yeah, and a little bit more normal. And that it was just a game that I really liked.
I forgot about Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, which was this weird third-person isometric Tomb Raider game that was like designed to be co-op. It was really crazy. I played the shit out of that actually. It was a lot of fun. It was almost like a Gauntlet style kind of thing.
That's cool. And then like there was like monsters to fight, or is it just like more dungeon exploring?
There was some combat for sure, but it was a lot of like puzzles and traps and that sort of thing. So yeah, it was good. It's a good question though, Xando.
Yeah.
All right, Mel, you prepared several of these. How many more do you have?
2 more.
Hit us with both of them.
All right. Never have I ever beaten a Dark Souls game.
Haven't either.
I beat Demon Souls. Does that count?
Was it made by FromSoft?
So. Yeah, it's the precursor to all the Dark Souls games. It was pre-Dark Souls, but it's definitely FromSoft. I played through the re-release of it that they did for PlayStation 5 on stream. So yeah, it was also my first time like playing through a FromSoft game. I hated it at first. I learned to like it.
That's fair. Like most people.
When Dark Souls came out, a coworker of mine was like, "This is the hardest game ever," and I was like, "Yeah, right. Like whatever. I eat hard games for breakfast." And so he told me about the hardest way to play Dark Souls. So I eventually got it on Xbox 360, and I tried just like the bare bones human thing that you can play as, just like the whatever they call that
guy.
The
naked guy,
I believe.
The wretch, yeah. And I played for a while, and I didn't get terribly far, but I was like holding my own, but it just didn't click with me. And so I haven't played any of the games since, but I did recently buy Dark Souls Remastered because it's kind of the same thing with like Mario, like the Elder Scrolls stuff. Like this many people can't be wrong. There's got to be something about it. Maybe I just didn't get into it. So it's in my backlog. It's something that I've been meaning to play, but I just have not started it up yet.
Maybe one day.
Street Fighter.
Wait a second. Hold on. You played Elden Ring?
No, I didn't.
No, I'm talking to Mel.
Yeah, but I didn't beat it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I kind of gave up. I was like, this game is too hard. Like, there's a reason why I don't like Dark Souls games, and that's why I like gave up like halfway through the game. I like the exploration of it. I thought that was fun, but I played that game like not the way I'm supposed to be playing it. And my last never have I ever paid money for a pay-to-win game?
No, I don't think so.
When you say
Good on
paid
us.
money for a pay-to-win game,
Yes.
do you mean bought the game, or do you mean bought the pay-to-win stuff?
Bought the pay-to-win stuff.
Okay, no, I've never done that. Yeah, that's ridiculous to me. Why would I pay for like progress in a game? But I bought Destiny 2, and that's pay to win AF now. So
It's actually just pay to play, not even pay to win. Just pay us money so you can play content in our game.
I would be fine if it were just pay to play, but it is also pay to win because like Dan was talking to me about it, because for up until like, I don't know, a couple months ago, he was still enraptured by its siren song, to bring it full circle. And he was talking about how like, yeah, if you want to upgrade these weapons that you craft, you have to do like X and X and X and X and X, or you can just pay Bungie $15 and then you will get all of those things. And it's like, of course, that's where it's gone to.
Is this Dan of Fuck You fame?
Yeah.
Man, fuck that guy.
The very same.
Destiny?
Huh?
He still plays Destiny?
He did up until several months ago.
Still stands. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, stand by it. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of pay to win, the whole reason we started doing this, Dan paid his way into the lighthouse. He didn't really, but it's really funny to make fun of him for it. So,
Oh my God, imagine. That's a pay to win.
Yeah.
That literally is pay to win.
Yeah.
I think the closest I've come is Marvel Snap, but that's not really pay to win.
No.
That's pay to have cool looking cards.
Oh yeah, it's cosmetic. I wasn't talking about cosmetics.
I mean, the season passes give you a guaranteed new card, and like that's the only way to get it until you like wait and get lucky. But I wouldn't say that's to win. I've never like I still haven't hit infinite in that damn game, so if anything, I'm paying to still lose.
I hit infinite this season, and I didn't buy the season pass.
Oh, congratulations!
I'm at 93. I'm so fucking close, but it ends in 2 hours, so I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Next time, baby.
Next time, I believe in you. All right, so it's time for our last question. This one is sponsored by Shia LaBeouf, actual human cannibal Shia LaBeouf, who tells us to not let our dreams be memes and to do it. Just do it. So, which of the things that you have highlighted as never having done is the one that you want to change the most? And which of the ones that your co-hosts have said that they haven't done is the thing that you think that they should do? I'm going to start here because, Mel, I 100% think that you should learn a fighting game and go into a fighting tournament. I think that would be awesome. Yeah. You tell me what game you're going to learn. We'll all learn it. We'll all go to the fighting tournament together. It'll be awesome.
Oh my God. Like local tournaments?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like
I might be okay with that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a super okay tournament where you play against all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a super okay fighting tournament. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Zando, I think that you should get your car stolen while playing Soul Calibur 4.
Oh man.
See what I can do.
Just so you know what it feels like. It's a really surreal feeling to go from excitement about Soul Calibur 4 and Taco Bell to heartbreak and confusion at first. Just didn't I park my car there? Nope. Where's my car at? Walk down the street. No, there's no car there either. Huh? What's going on? Oh shit! There's broken glass on the ground. Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah. So that's
the even more confusing thing is I'm pretty sure Johnny's car was like right next to yours. That should have been the one they took. Yeah. The keys were probably on the seat.
Yeah. And then for me, the one that I want to rectify, I still kind of want to go back and mod my my Switch. I haven't done it yet. There's a bunch of stuff that I would enjoy playing from years past that I think I probably should. So, yeah. What about you guys?
I think Mel should definitely play Metal Gear Solid. That's shocking that you haven't. definitely do that. And I kind of want to see what Dale would do in Grand Theft Auto 5 and see if he would enjoy the story.
Same. I want to watch him like get chased by a whole bunch of police officers and then throw grenades out his window and hoping that they explode the cars behind him.
I'd like to see that too digitally, because we've all seen it in
yeah.
IRL, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Dale's getting chased by cops all the time. I'm actually surprised he's not now, unless you're just out on the lam and we don't know it.
The listeners don't know I'm in Mexico.
My house is being lifted, aka I'm laying low right now. Freaking out every time you hear a siren. And as for mine, I had not great questions, so I guess I don't want to play a game for an easy achievement. Don't really want to get my car stolen, because at this point it's the family van, and that would be pretty devastating at this
That'd
point.
Be horrible.
I don't really care to play an Elder Scrolls game, so I guess Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Play one of the new ones. They're all decent.
All right.
Agreed. Sorry, I was thinking of my answer. I would love to have a video game birthday party. Like, I don't care about any of these. I just like want to have a birthday party where I can invite all of my adult friends and we can just nerd out on a very specific video game. I feel like that would be fun.
I hope it's Pokemon, so that way Ganon can wear his onesie.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Or we're just gonna have to like just show up to Zando's daughter's birthday party and just like celebrate with Pokemon.
Perfect.
Either works.
She loves Eevee. That's her favorite. And specifically specifically Sylveon is her favorite evolution. Just because she loves anything pink.
So cute. Yeah. That Pokemon's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that you guys pretty much like nailed each other's
Xander should get his car stolen?
No, like I think Dale, you should play GTA 5. Like it's a really great game. Like it's a good story. There's a lot of fun things that you can do in that game, and like I would totally watch you play that on stream because it just seems like a wild time, like a super wild time. And then Zando, like I know that you said like all of yours isn't like something you'd want to do, but if you want to go play Tomb Raider, go do it. I think it's worthwhile to play just to say that like you have played a game within that franchise, because it's a very, I don't know, it's a very well-known franchise, and to be able to say that you've at least played one game is a good accomplishment.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm not giving the joke answer, mine for Zando is he should play Skyrim. Like you should put some time into Skyrim. Oh, the question I was going to ask that didn't end up mattering. Have you ever played any of the Fallouts?
I played Fallout 3.
Okay.
And it wasn't when it came out. It was right before Star Wars Battlefront came out. Because when Fallout 4 came out, they gave you a copy of Fallout 3 digitally when you bought the game. And I didn't buy the game, but I worked at the video store, so I got a copy of it for free. And I was so starved waiting for Battlefront to come out, because that was when I was also going to get my PlayStation 4, because I got the Darth Vader edition of this PS4. That I was like pulling out my PlayStation 1 and like trying to replay old Resident Evils and shit, because I just didn't have anything to play. I was like, fine, I'll play Fallout 3. Like, I've tried this before. I didn't really care for it, and I still didn't like love it, but I played enough of it that I think I completed it. So there's that. But yeah, typically the Bethesda games, none of them have really done anything for me.
It's fair. All of the Bethesda games has a very distinct like mechanic and a distinct feel. So like any of the titles that you play or the IPs that you play all kind of feels the same for the most part.
I tried Dishonored, didn't do anything for me. You know, Elder Scrolls didn't do anything. Fallout barely did anything.
Yeah. Dishonored, I think, is a different studio, but I really like Dishonored. But yeah, it's try Skyrim. Try it again. Try it on your phone. Try it like
you try it for the first time, because I literally have never played Skyrim.
Oh, you've never tried it?
Yeah, straight up never played Skyrim at all.
I mean, it's so cheap now too. I think it's like $10 for the game of the year. Maybe it's $20.
I'm pretty sure that it comes in a box of checks now. Like
I think they pulled a U2 and installed it on my iPhone.
Just yours. Todd Howard snuck into your house.
Yeah. Sure did.
All right. Let's see. We've already said fuck you to Dan. We stand by it. Yeah, so there's that. If you have questions for Never Have I Ever in video game land, go ahead and drop them into the Discord. We would love to hear them. If you want to answer these questions yourself, that would be fun too.
Yeah.
So yeah, put them in the Discord. Discord, real cool place, fun place to hang out. Speaking of the Discord, tell the people where you can be found.
I'm in the Discord as Zando or Zando Calrissian.
You can find me on the Discord as Melephant, and you can also find me on Blue Sky as Melephant.
I am a 20-sided ninja on the Discord and Blue Sky. And also, we recently put a thread inside the Discord where everybody can put like all their different gamer tags and that sort of thing. And I've got a post in there. So if you're not like my Steam friend yet, you can just go there and add me via that.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool times. I need more Game Center friends, so help me out. Let's see. Outside of that, if you're a Patreon, thanks so much for your continued support. Couldn't do this without you. What am I forgetting here?
Our emotes contest for our Discord. If you're a part of our Discord, like we are looking for new emotes, so please send submissions for really cool things that you want to see. Like we want some really spicy emotes. Ours are pretty mid right now, so drop in your submissions and we'll do a voting later this month.
Yeah, and they can be things that you created. They can be things that you found. They can even be things that you created inside Emoji Kitchen, which I think is kind of what kickstarted all of this.
Yes.
So go in there, make some hot dog sloths and submit them. So cool. All right. Anything else, guys?
It's really too bad that we already said it because we probably could have said never have we ever not said fuck you, Dan.
Yeah, that's true.
Missed opportunity.
Yep, I blew it. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all
Anyways.
right.
Fuck
I guess
Dan.
those stars didn't Invisalign. See you later.
Oh, God. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.